Hello, everybody. Welcome to Radio Entrepreneurs, Suffolk University edition. That's Startup Boston 2023 at Suffolk University. I want to thank our hosts. And just to protect myself, I brought my co-host, Evan Macedo from Sapers and Wallack. Welcome, Evan.
Welcome, Jeffrey. It's a pleasure to be here. We're usually doing these over Zoom, so it's great to be back in person again.
It's been years. Pre-COVID, I think. I don't want to date myself, but we have a guest today. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. Stanley Rameau, CEO and founder of Renavest.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Hi, Stanley. Why don't you tell us about Renavest?
Yeah, absolutely. So Renavest is a marketplace for online communities that teach financial literacy, investing, and building businesses. So how I like to view it is the app stores for chat rooms, right? And so ideally, my story kind of kicks off as far as building Renavest, coming up with the problem back in 2020. Silver lining, obviously, with everything that happened with COVID, but it was an opportunity for me to stay in the house and to, take my financial literacy a little bit more seriously. Growing up, both of my parents came from Haiti. My mother worked 3 jobs, went to business school. Didn't really, tap in from a investing standpoint. And so ended up going to a company, Car Grooves, pre-IPO, was able to get a little bit of money. I'm like, all right, well, I just don't want to sit on this. I want to be able to, actually do something. It was the first time I was able to get, a little bit of lump sum of money. And, ideally, kind of kicked off as far as, how do I learn how to, invest? So I asked some friends, started long-term investing, got into some stocks around April of 2020. But then when I started seeing the stock go up and then go down, I'm like, oh, I could probably buy low here. And so I think that obviously makes sense, right? And so I started going through a whole process of researching how to invest, going through Google, a whole bunch of different searches, going on YouTube, seeing all these different influencers. And it's just like a really long process. And, coming from background in which, I didn't really, was taught from a financial literacy or investing. I didn't do it really with my family. Caribbean families, we work really hard. So, I know how to hustle. But, I was able to find different communities online on Discord or Slack or Telegram, WhatsApp, all these online communities, and everybody was subject matter experts who had experienced 10, 15 years investing or budgeting and saving or real estate investing, and they created a platform on these different community channels and started bringing on members. And so I was able to learn how to day trade with, groups of 100 or 1,000. But, the issue, and I made money in 2020. It was freaking the best summer probably financially for me. But my biggest problem or issues was that I hated jumping from app to app. So I go to Discord, then I go to Slack, and I go to Telegram, and I'm missing out conversations. And, there's a lot of noise happening in these different communities as well. And so with Renavest, what we want to do is aggregate all those chat rooms on one platform, making it easiest to discover and find a community. Because you can't go on Slack or a Telegram or WhatsApp and search for, a certain community, whether you're interested in financial literacy or investing in stocks, crypto. You have to be invited a link, right? And so there's entry to barriers. And, a big thing was, are any of these communities scammed? I'm pretty sure you guys remember AMC, GMC. So everyone's taking advantage of the volatility that's happening in the market and saying, I'm an investment expert, come join my community. But there's no way to really prove that you are actually vetted. So on Renavest, we vet these communities. We allowed crowdsource reviews of their members to actually tell their stories on if they made money with them or not, or have had bad experiences. And so now we're creating more trust and transparency, on Renavest, while giving the individuals who are these experts tools to be able to create better experiences for their current members as well as new members. So,
well, financial literacy, Evan would be more familiar with that. He's a financial executive. Oh. He's also an FEI, Financial Executives International. Nice. I am not a financial executive. I'm an entrepreneurial one who has to read financials. But do you have and I think it's wonderful what you're doing, because financial literacy seems to be a curve downward in terms of people's knowledge of numbers. Who do you see as your particular target group right now? Because it could be anybody, but I'm wondering if it is more young people leaving school, looking at, being clear with their money, don't understand money.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, our particular target market are millennials, Gen Z, young individuals or individuals who are, have been in the workforce for a little bit and probably starting to pound up some savings and want to be able to, figure out what to kind of do with it, right? When I did join these communities, there wasn't a lot of people of color or underrepresented backgrounds, and so that's another big direct target that we're looking for. I remember I was part of these communities, and I created a one-sheet document on how I learned how to day trade, thinking I was like I knew what I was doing, but I'm like because I made a little bit of money, but I created this document, sent it to 5 of my friends, and they started, watching the videos, learning how to invest, and they were all, all my buddies, all Haitian American, and so I like the next, week and a half, I get 50 requests of other individuals trying to access this document. And so it really told me that there was a lot of other individuals that are, trying to figure out how to make, reach financial freedom or some type of financial wellness, or they're interested in investing. And I think, the thing about 2020 where, obviously everything with Robinhood or crypto or just investing in general, the volatility, even though there was, ups, people making money, people losing money, I think it gave a perspective that there is opportunities to be able to improve your financial wellness. There is, and they democratized it a little bit. So it's not only from Wall Street, or you have to, been investing at a big bank for years and so forth. And so I think that's how it encouraged individuals to, figure out ways to be able to find communities to invest with or to learn from. Investing is hard when you're trying to figure it out yourself, right? Especially if you don't, really come from a family that has taught it. So, but finding a community or someone to be able to kind of help hold your hand and be able to see, create that trust factor to be able to, help you create financial literacy is awesome.
So how do you create your revenue? Is it from the individuals joining per transaction?
Yeah.
So what is your revenue model?
Yeah, great question. So ideally on the supply side, how I like to talk internally with the team, supply and demand. So the individuals who are creating these communities, who may be influencers or subject matter experts, they have services, they have webinars, they have, exclusive content that they want to be able to provide and sell. And so ideally, when they're able to sell those services on Renavest, we'll get a transaction fee. So we only make money when they make money. We want to make that entry, the barrier to join Renavest, really easy for them. But then also, we're constantly having conversations with our customers. Right now, we're still in beta, but we're trying to understand, how can we continuously provide value to them. And so with that value is internally with our engineering team is building out the tools that's going to be able to make them successful and make them more successful in creating a better experience for their members. And so ideally, that would be a subscription price. And so transaction first, subscription SaaS second, and, eventually as we scale, we want to be able to, add in advertising as well. And so,
Evan, do you have a question?
Yeah, absolutely. You touched upon financial wellness earlier, which that's been a huge booming business, especially since 2020. Mm-hmm. The pandemic definitely showed a big light on that. I'm interested in the content. What content did you start off with to put up on your platform, and is there other content that you're looking to further develop as time goes on?
Yeah, great question. So ideally, we want to be able to, empower the individuals who have had years of experience creating content. So the supply side customers, you're able to, post content on Renavest, but what we want to do is to be able to filterize and use AI to be able to aggregate the content that is, more specific to, certain user behaviors or certain users that want to see content that only focuses on investing in stocks or content that focuses on financial literacy. Just because in any type of situation or any industry or any learning opportunity, when you have too much, it becomes difficult, right? And so ideally, we want to empower the creators or content creators who are subject matter experts to post content on Renavest. But then also we are working with a third party in which they create their platform is allowing their partners to have personalized content on their platform. So when a user engages with certain content, then the Renavest will be able to personalize that content, and so they can be able to get a more curated experience. They have a partnership with Benzinga, so same idea, most updated news. If they're clicking on real estate investing news, then that content will then start to funnel, only focusing on real estate investing, getting certain updates of what's happening to that user a lot quicker.
Stanley, last question before we have to go. Someone like Evan, other people like Evan that have small investment companies as part of what they do, will there be a B2B option for your company?
Yeah, I mean, right now we're focusing on B2C, but I have been, thinking about ways in which how we can, tackle B2B. So, that would be an awesome conversation for us to, have, so we can be able to figure out, how can Renavest, create value. There are some ideas that I am focused on, but, as an early stage founder, you kind of want to focus, on one particular customer first and not try to spread yourself thin. But, we do want to have conversations, especially on the smaller business side, right, in which there are particular areas of opportunity in which, our platform can be able to be, really beneficial to, your particular customers. Or if, you've had a certain amount of experience in finance, there could be a lot of value that you can be able to bring to Renavest, but then also vice versa, in which we can be able to create a better experience and also be a lead tool for you as well to, help continue building your business.
Well, Stanley, we really appreciate your being on. I know that you and Evan will be talking offline and in the future, and we hope we can also have you back to Radio Entrepreneurs. We have been speaking with Stanley Rameau, CEO and founder of Renavest, and remind everybody, this is Suffolk University's Startup Boston 2023, and more to come after this break.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.